Oh, shoot, and we're live. That was, yep, I'll get it together, guys. I'll get it together. Okay, that's not what I want. There we go. Chats are on my screen. I'm not feeling the greatest, but I mean, that's about where I've been most days for like the past week, so hooray womanhood. Anyways, I'm going to do, as I said yesterday, some of these side quests. Oh, I'm really far from this one. I don't know that I'll necessarily do 4. I know that's what I claimed yesterday, and I know that's what I put in my title, and I shouldn't have, but I did. So it's too late now. Let's get going. I feel like a hot mess, and not in a cute way, just like in a, I almost didn't clock in for work today. I almost didn't log in for doing anything today. I have felt so under the anemia weather. It's not even funny. It's ridiculous. Oh god, I haven't checked the stream. Come on now. Come on. Get it together. Un momento, por favor. Okay, I hear myself and I hear game sounds. Huzzah! Took a little bit longer because I'm using my bone conduction headphones, and I have to put the volume really loud to be able to hear things through them. They're great for music, and when I want to be able to hear, pass through sound most of all. Also, I'm just angry at my other preferred Bluetooths, so I just said forget it. I'm just gonna go ahead and wear my bone conduction. They're not giving me as many struggles. Oh, why are you here? Kilton. It's Kilton, right? Or is that its brother? I don't even know. Look. My head hurts. Everything sucks right now. It's subjective. It's not objectively terrible. It's subjectively terrible. I'm just, yesterday was my reprieve. And, yeah, it's over. That reprieve was short-lived. And now I'm just feeling terrible. I'm in a lot of pain. I'll be fine eventually. Even if I'm, cause even if I'm miserable, honestly, I do have a really high tolerance for pain. I might have some nerve damage. That might not be the greatest, but I mean, I'm living well enough. I would say my tolerance for pain greatly increased after giving birth, because I was in active labor for like 33 hours. Was it 33 hours? Let's see. I went into active labor. I was supposed to check in for induction because Sweet Child was 2 weeks late. So, his dad drove us to the hospital, and when we're getting out of the car, I'm like, hold on. And he's like, what is it? We're going to be late. The appointment's at 8. And I'm like, you don't understand. You can just go ahead in and check in. I wasn't making sense, okay? Like, when you get to a certain level of pain, you just don't make sense, because I am the pregnant one. And I'm literally here telling him, like, go check in with me. I'll be there in a bit. Like, how does that even work? I don't know how that made sense. And I was in pain. That's the only thing I can just think of that. Why I even said it that way. But I just basically told her to go ahead and go into the hospital. And I don't know, how is he going to check us in? We weren't married, we were just engaged. So it's not like, military hospitals are weird. They didn't have, like, let him check in, like, oh yeah, my fiance is going to be here shortly. I would have, like, had to be there with him to do the check-in. But anyways, basically, I went in to get induced, and the day that I was supposed to get induced, I started having pain. I woke up at like 5, and I think by like 6, I started having contractions. And I wasn't 100%, I mean, it's my first and only child, so I like literally wasn't 100% sure what was happening. I'm like, are these contractions? Or what's happening? And I just literally just leaned against the side of his car, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, I think I'm having contractions." He's like telling me to breathe and stuff, and I'm kind of like so pissed off because like I'm the one who's in pain. How dare you tell me to breathe? I'm a terrible person when I'm in pain. When I'm in excruciating pain, I am a horrible person. I have zero concern for anybody else. And that happened to be one of those moments. I was just like, he was like the worst person in existence to me in that moment, because I was kind of just like, how dare you tell me to breathe in this moment? I feel horrible. And this is like, I've been through a lot. I've been through 2 rollover accidents, like a severe hyperextension of every tendon in my left ankle. You know, it wasn't like I'd never been through pain. I had an unfortunate incident with an M80 firecracker when I was like 7. I've been through a lot. Needless to say, even with everything that I've been through, labor is definitely the worst pain I've ever experienced. And so it's close to 8 o'clock when we're supposed to check in, and you know, we had just parked in the little spot for pregnant women at the hospital, and I get this noticeable contraction. And I get through it. Very cranky, very horrible version of myself, honestly. I can say that in hindsight. And we go up to the hospital. We go up to the delivery area, and I check in, and I'm thinking that since I did actually start my labor, and I'm also there to be induced, things are going to move a lot quicker. They do not move quick at all. I don't know what happens in civilian hospitals, but in military hospitals, I was just like, what is happening? Why am I just like still sitting here? Not only am I supposed to be getting induced, but I'm actually like in labor. And they just like, oh, okay, walk around for a little bit. We have a lot of other pregnant women who came in before you, and we have to take care of them first. I'm like, what? It is, look, I wanted to fight already. So I walked down the hall a couple of times, and then by the time I come back, they're ready to actually start checking me in. And the contractions didn't stop. I just went to the room they assigned me, and because I'm supposed to be getting induced, they put me on this thing. Hold on. I'm actually going to look it up because I never remember the name of it. And it's not Pitocin, because Pitocin and I are best friends. Drugs. Here we go. Labor induction drugs. Is it here? It says, no, it wasn't IV. Like, you don't even want... Okay. It was either, I think it's either misoprostol or dinoprostone. And they suck. So apparently the medications used to induce labor are oxytocin or prostaglandin. And I think it might have been like a prostaglandin, but it would... Oh, that's the one it is. Servadil, you bastard. I hate you. I don't cuss very often, but I will cuss at that product every time. Servadil, I hate it. So they put that thing in, and we're not going to go into detail. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, Google it. And basically, I'm in excruciating pain. I'm having contractions every 30 to 60 seconds. and they're like off the charts. And when I mean charts, I mean like the little scribbly chart thing that they attach to you, and it measures like the pain, I guess, that you're going through. It just kind of scratches it into the paper. So the paper's got these designated lines, and you know, if your pain is outside of the line, then your pain is off what I consider to be the charts. And 11 hours. Those monsters kept me on that thing for 11 hours. So I spent 11 hours just like absolutely dying and not dilating at all. So there was no progress. I was gonna go on natural, and then that happened, and I was like, no, forget this. Let's shoot it up. Give me the epidural. I cannot handle this. 11 hours in, I was dying. So these severe contractions are coming every 30 to 60 seconds, at most a minute and a half. And the nurse, at one point I'm crying. The nurse has the audacity to say, you're not even in real labor. I'm like, I was getting ready to say every cuss word. I was getting ready to cuss worse than a sailor on shore leave. Because there is no way that anybody could should say that to a woman in labor, like in active labor. You're not going to tell me that if I'm having contractions that quickly, and they're long, painful, prolonged contractions, I'm not in real labor because I'm not dilating. How about you give me a different medicine? Because obviously the one you gave me isn't working. But anyways, so I deal with that for 11 hours, and this disgustingly unprofessional nurse, to the point where my mom was literally about to fight her, because we had a whole room. So like my mom was there, and Sweet Child's dad was there, and my younger brother, who was 13 at the time, was there. And you just gotta imagine, like, I'm my mom's only daughter, so like for her it must have been crazy just to like see her only female child struggling so terribly. So anyways, I flip out on the nurse eventually, and I'm like, get this thing out of me. Like, I'm not dealing with this. I've already had it in for like 10 hours. It's been like 10 hours at the time, and I'm not dilating any more than when I first came in here, and this is just ridiculous. I'm over it. And I was being all extra kinds. But I mean, it's 11 hours of active labor pains. So they take it out, and as soon as they take it out, I breathe for the first time, and I don't even, in 11 hours. And I just like, oh my God, I need a break. Like, I can't do this. So they let me take like a 1 hour break. And I kind of cheated because, I mean, I hadn't eaten anything the day before. And I hadn't eaten anything that morning, because they tell you, like, you know, try not to eat. I guess it's so you don't aspirate in case things get too bad with the contractions. So by now it's like, what time was it? What time would it have? Because I didn't get that put in right away. I checked in at 8, and by the time that they took it out, it was like 9 or 10 p.m. But I might have my times off a little bit. I was in a ridiculous amount of pain. Oh, this is not spot? Okay. Well, I mean, it's a horse with lots of spots. Oh, because it's gray. I forgot about the gray part. Also, this horse didn't really fight me, so... Oh, he gave me a point for something. I don't want this horse, though. Okay. No thanks. I just thought it was your horse, actually. Sorry. So, I chill out for like an hour, maybe 2, and I cheated again. I ate. Sweet Child's dad had gotten some food for them, for the people that are allowed to eat, and like when there were no medical staff in there, I cheated and had some fries because I was hungry. I was starving. And I would say maybe around midnight, a new nurse came in and she's like, okay, well, you know, you've been off it for a couple of hours. We can't really, you're still not dilating. We can't give you the epidural. Because I had already told him, I'm like, hey PB, there's no rumbling. Well, no, I might rant today. That might come up later. Right now I'm just telling stories about my tolerance for pain changing after giving birth. So they tell me that I've had a long enough break. It hadn't even been a whole 2 hours, so look, I disagree that I'd had a long enough break, but I don't think 2 hours was enough, because I'd already been in the pains of active labor for like 11 hours. But they tell me they don't have a choice, so they have to put me on the horse. Go back to your owner. Come on. Alright, so they tell me that they have to get back onto the whole induction situation, and they put me on the Pitocin drip, and now I was mortified. Oh, okay. So I'm mortified because I'd already had this terrible experience with the Cervidil. That thing is demonic, seriously. And so I'm deathly afraid to deal with Pitocin. And they put me on the Pitocin drip, and I'm like, oh no, this is fine. I could totally deal with this. Within like an hour, I'm able to like dilate enough to where they can call the anesthesiologist. Which, you know, didn't mean too much because I was put in line for the anesthesiologist, which meant I still had to wait like another 2 hours. So I would say probably, I think it was like around 2 in the morning. They, anesthesiologist comes in, they double check, do you want the epidural? I'm like, yes. Like, look, yes. Yes, I do. So they set me up, they give me the epidural, and I was, because like, the Pitocin still continued to induce the contraction, so I was still in pain, but the difference was they weren't coming as quickly, and I was actually dilating, so that made all the difference to where I could finally get anesthesia. And I literally fell asleep within 20 minutes of getting the epidural. And then they woke me up at like, I think 6 o'clock. So I got to sleep like 3 hours. And they're like, all right, you know, you got enough sleep. And in my mind, I'm like, no, I beg to differ. I did not get enough sleep. But they're like, you know, the baby can't just sit there. So we gotta start pushing every time you get a contraction, you know. And then, so then we started trying. I started trying to evict him. I was around 6 o'clock in the morning. And he was born at 3 p.m. 3:30. And even with the epidural, I was in so much pain by the time he was finally born that I thought I was going to die. I was laying there saying my final goodbyes. I was like crying, and I was looking at my brother, and I'm like, I love you so much. I just want you to know that I love you so much. And I'm like, you know, take care of mom. And he's like, stop it, you're not gonna die. And I'm like, no, I think I'm dying, but I love you so much. And he just had the biggest man moment I think that man has ever had in his life. And he just got this really deep, firm voice, and he was like, Namita, stop it. And I'm like looking at him, and I'm crying, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna die. He's like, you're not going to die. You need to stop. You're gonna kill the baby. Breathe. Breathe. You're hurting the baby. Now breathe. And he like held my hand, and he was like, push. This is like the most valiant 13-year-old I've ever met in my life, and he literally got me through it till the end. And the craziest thing about it was he was recording too. I'm like, yeah. He was a goat in that moment. He erased it from his memory though. Trauma, you know, it'd be like that. but he was like the first one to hold Sweet Child too, because his dad was, so Sweet Child's dad was out processing from the military the day after I went in to get induced. So we were trying to get the birth done the day of induction. It didn't happen that way. And he stayed with me as long as he could, from like when we started actively pushing around like 6 in the morning to like around 1, when they just like, he got a call and they're like, look, you have got to out process because you cannot go past today. And he was like, okay, just hold on, you know, try to like not have the baby yet. And I'm like, yeah, okay, because I can control that. And he went to like finish his out processing, get his final military stamp so he could become a civilian or a veteran, I guess, if you want to be completely technical. And so in the moment where you know, he was gone and they gave me a break, but they're like, okay, if he can't make it back within the hour, we have to get back into pushing. So he wasn't able to get back within the hour, so they started, you know, making me push again. And there were no breaks in the contractions, but they were breaks in like the active pushing. And so then from about 2 to 3:30, it was just continuous, non-stop, you know, push every time a contraction came. And so when Sweet Child was finally born, his dad hadn't made it back to the hospital yet. So the one who actually held him first was my youngest brother. And then the doctor turns to my mom and says, come cut the umbilical cord. And my mom was passed out. This is hilarious because she's had 3 kids. But I mean, I guess it's kind of different, you know, to be the one giving birth to a child than, you know, cutting the umbilical cord for your own grandchild. It was crazy. It was a crazy time. So from then on, like, my tolerance for pain obviously became much higher. So I wouldn't change it. It was excruciating, but I wouldn't change it. Hey, guess what?
Chicken.
No, you're totally worth all the struggle I went through. I love you. I don't know if I want to do this one. What's this one? Yeah, I'll do this one. And then shortly after he was born, his dad arrived. So it was kind of like, you missed the most exciting part. It wasn't exciting, actually. It was horrifying. It was traumatizing. Like, one of the first things I said to his dad when he walked into the hospital, I just, like, looked at him, made that vicious female eye contact, and I said, I hope you don't want another one of these until I forget the misery I just went through. And he kind of just looked at me and laughed, like, I'm just walking in the door. It's not even my fault. But in my eyes, for some reason, like, in that moment, it was his fault. I don't know why we do that, because that is not the first time. Like, my own experience isn't the first time I've heard a woman kind of, like, talk about it in that sense of it being like, this is your fault. To the child's father. It's like, y'all made that child together. Oh, do I have to attach my horse to it first? Also, why is it always raining when I come here? Oh, I was gonna say, is that for me? I would like, no, I don't want your trash.
That's yours.
No, it's not. Go take it to the, that's mine? Oh. Haha! I was trying to trick you the whole time. I knew all along that was my drink.
Ah.
No, I didn't know. I apologize.
Ah.
I had just forgotten that I brought a drink up with me. I don't even want well, I want one more horse, but I got way too many slots for horses right now. Like, stop giving me that as a prize. Give me an actual prize. I don't know what it would be. How about a bridal set that... $1 real life dollar? No, like, I'll take a teleportation bridal. Am I pronouncing that right? I should ask Google. No, bridal.
Pretty sure. It's actually a bride.
Yep, it said it. It said bridal. Okay. It annoys me sometimes if I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce a word. I feel so inadequate.
Ah. Hmm.
And I know it may seem simple and like it's not that big of a deal, and it feels like a big deal to me. Because also I'm someone who's been, like, I guess to a degree, preaching to my own child since, I don't know, since he was like 4 or 5, like precision in language. So I always struggle when I'm not precise.
Ah. Ah.
Do I want to change the equipment? Oh yeah, I need to change it to this. Right.
Ah.
I do have a rant today, but it was kind of short, so like I didn't want to do. Well, no, that's not true. That's a lie.
Oh.
I didn't want to be on camera,
Ah.
so that's why I didn't do a rant today on camera. But I just had to spend like a little over $50 to replace filters because I had installed a under cabinet, like an inline under sink water filter at the house, and also the refrigerator filter. I'm also the one who takes care of that. And what the hell just happened? Well, that means, I don't know. Oh, you want me to go catch you a horse? How did my horse just like completely disappear from the screen? Like, she got so mad she just made my horse disappear. Anyways, let me go find her own horse, I guess. But anyways, so I bought an inline water filter for the first time, like maybe like 8 months ago. I did not realize that it was going to be so problematic to change it out. And as I was trying to change it out, the lines basically, the water lines that it came with got damaged. So when I bought just the filter the second time as a replacement, not the one that comes with the little hoses, the special hoses, come here. Ah, don't kick me, monster, punk. What if I come at it with apples? So anyway, point of that being that we got used to having it in line, you know, the water filter under the sink and all, under the kitchen sink. And when I went ahead and got like a replacement filter without the lines were too damaged from trying to remove the first filter. So I was like, you know, I need something that I don't have to get new lines every time, because it's just more expensive, but it's also like a lot of waste. So I bought a completely different setup where you can easily replace just the filter part, not the entire contraption of it. And excuse my language, but those bastards from my county decided to flush the pipes and not let us know. So we start noticing, low-key, that our water smells and tastes like dirt. And I'm like, is it just me? Is it just a me thing? And I asked my mom, and she's like, I thought it was just me. I'm like, no, it is both of us. The water smells and tastes like dirt. So I come up with this hypothesis that they flushed the line. So like when the city flushes that line, they're supposed to notify you because the water's gonna run dirty for a while. So then I go and I'm like, well, maybe it's just a me thing. Maybe it's just a us thing. Maybe there's something else. Let me check the refrigerator, because the refrigerator has its own dedicated water line and it's got its own filter. So I checked the refrigerator. Lo and behold, the refrigerator water also smells and tastes like dirt. So I ordered both of the filters. It's about $55-$56 with tax. And I, kind of pissed off about it. I'm ranting about it at home. And Sweet Child says, well, why don't you just, he goes, why don't you just sue them? And I said, well, it would cost more to submit a lawsuit than it would to just than what I'm going to spend getting these filters. But I mean, I'm still angry about it. He's like, well, you should complain to somebody. I'm like, yeah, probably. I'd have to find whenever they're going to do a meeting and, complain that they're not appropriately notifying us when they're going to do these things. So for example, in our case, when you have an inline filter, you can detach it to run the dirty water, because the problem is if you have a filter and you run it without disconnecting it, so all that dirty sludgy water is going to get into the filter. It's going to stay in the filter. So meanwhile, this filter is supposed to last 1 to 2 years depending how much filtered water you use, because it's only tied into the cold water, and it lasted a month. And we didn't even notice that they flushed the lines, because what we use the most is the cold water. So when we turned the water on, we didn't even see it. It just kept all that disgusting sludge inside of the filter. And I had to go ahead and buy a new filter, because what are we going to do? We need water, and we're too accustomed to drink filtered water. I used to live in New York, so you don't drink tap water in New York. Carpenter at Lookout Landing.
What?
So we're just used to filtered water, and non-filtered water kind of tastes disgusting. Well, it's weird. I think it does anyways. I mean, we all do.
Ah.
But on the bright side, I have installed the new filters, and now it all tastes delicious again. It was so wonderful. I was so happy. Especially the undersink one, because that's the one we use the most. The refrigerator one is mostly just for the ice, but also, who wants ice that tastes like dirt? They're getting so lazy. It's not like they have to pay for postage. They're literally allowed to just send out flyers and either have the post office just put it in with the regular mail, or they have someone just hand it out to... And they've sent it in the mail. They've put the flyers in the mailbox before, so it's not like it's an issue. Alright, we're looking for a Hylian, so a human, not a humanoid. That ends in un and is a carpenter. Who exactly is that? Oh, I think it's you, actually.
Oh.
I remember you, sort of. Yeah, you were one of those people that helped build the house that Zelda reappropriated as her own. Even though she had a whole castle. She could have just fixed the castle.
Ah. Ah.
I mean, I'm here, so I might as well buy them all. I actually have so many filters because I had bought this one filter. It's really pretty because, you know, that's how we do things. You know, us women generally prefer things that are aesthetically pleasing. And it was the kind that's like on the counter, but then my mom decided that she wanted to change out the sink and the whole like faucet thing, and the sink that I bought was like it only had 3 holes. It would have needed 4. Actually, the reason why my filter didn't work anymore, the one that I had bought, is because it needed to attach to the faucet, but the faucet that my mom bought was one of those that has like the built-in, like the, oh god, it's like instead of having the sprayer, it's built into the whole thing. Oh, I wish I had a picture of it. The point being, we couldn't use my filter anymore, and then she had kind of got scammed into buying one from a Royal Prestige that you put the main part of it under the sink, but it's got like a little spout that comes out, but the new sink didn't have enough holes in it, and she was like, well, can you just drill a hole into the sink? And I was like, I just paid like $190 for this sink. I'm not drilling a hole into it. Like, you can go ahead if you want to, but I'm not going to be responsible for it looking bad, because then I'm going to be pissed off at myself for having spent $190 on a sink and then messing up the drilling job. I'm just not taking that risk. And so we ended up just opting for an inline under sink filter. I'm so proud of that workmanship though. I installed that sink so well. I think I put it on Instagram. I was so proud of myself. My hands got all cut up too. I didn't realize that sinks were so sharp underneath them. They are quite sharp. Especially the little things that you use to attach them to like the counter. Those things are vicious. I just didn't know what to do.
Oh.
Son and done.
Huh?
One question. What's wrong? Did my aliens pop out of the thing? Because I can't hear anything. Have you been spitting out all that phlegm, sir? Oh, what? How did the volume end up at 0? Okay, now I feel better because I can hear it. Okay, my apologies. I suddenly realized that I couldn't hear the game sound in my in-ears, and my in-ears are connected to my secondary display.
Oh.
Why do they keep giving me 100 rupees? Like, they should give me more.
Ah.
I've effectively reconnected the rest of the world to them. I know it's not an issue for them because they can fly, but nobody else can. Rito rope bridge complete.
Ah.
Wait, I thought you wanted to go to the village. Like, why are you still here? Alright. No. What's that, 3? We got the horse, we got the bridge. Is that... We did spot. We did the bridge. And the horse-drawn dreams. Oh, okay, so I'm kind of sticking to what I say. Good job, me. I do that with Sweet Child. Like, if I tell him I'm going to do something, if I'm not 100% sure that I can get it done, I'll tell him, more than likely, this is how it's going to go. I have to feel very deeply in the dumps to have said something to him and then not done it. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have to change my clothes into the coldness clothes. What is the microphone picking up? Because it's showing on Streamlabs that it's picking up some sound, but I don't think I heard anything. It's not the birds. I'm getting ready to evict them. I'm very close to it. Very close to evicting the birds. Because they're all, like, the only one that hatches big now. And he flies and goes to get his own food now. And I heard him flapping at my window today, and I was like, sir, you need to stop, because I feel like trash and I'm trying to take a nap. It was like flapping at the window. How dare it when I am trying to nap. I remember this place. There was like a challenge here in Breath of the Wild. Oh, hello, old man. You've moved here to be alone and away from the loud kids? Yeah, I'd be doing all them things. Mm. Okay. Should I try it? I think this quest is actually the one that gives you... Yeah, I'm just taking these. Okay. I'm not gonna take this because don't I have one in my inventory? Oh, no, I don't, and I got room. Yoink. Where are these rings? Do I have to talk to him again so I could be the volunteer? Yeah, sure, I'll try it. I make no guarantees. Oh, that counts too? Got it. I thought it... didn't realize that. Ah. I'll get it next time. I will get it. I think this is where you get that suit that's supposed to help you fly better. That's weird. But anyways. I'll try it again. I'll try it again. No, I'll try it again. I'll try it again, old man. Because I didn't know that I could get him from the bottom up. I thought I could only dive. It was my misunderstanding. I made it just barely. Woo! It's the only record. Oh, wait, no, I guess because I failed earlier. I had 11, and now there's 15. Got it. That's not what I want. I got diamonds in my inventory. That's all you're going to give me? Trash. Oh, that's 4. Okay. Look at that. Under an hour. That's exactly what I said I'd do. Guys, success. Look, I rambled. I played the way I actually said I was going to. This is a successful day. I said it yesterday. I was going to try to do 4 side quests in under an hour, and I was going to try to not diverge and go crazy and have a whole bunch of tangents. I rambled, I complained, and I was not on camera because I don't feel like camera ready, but tomorrow will be another day. Maybe tomorrow will do better. It is Friday tomorrow, but I'm so excited right now. Like, I'm gonna go eat something unhealthy and then regret it like 5 minutes later. Why? Hormones. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I just want something really sweet right now, and I'm probably not going to, but I really, really want to. I'm gonna go as far as the kitchen, and then I'm gonna just have a whole bunch of chia seeds so that I trick my stomach into thinking I ate something. But I'm happy. I did 4. It was under an hour. I didn't go too far, of course. So tomorrow we're gonna do more of these side quests. I'm hoping that I feel well enough to get myself up out of bed and ready and energetic and not feel like an unhappy, hateful, spiteful goblin, which is exactly how I felt this morning, and I didn't want to subject you guys to it. So hopefully I feel better and well enough tomorrow morning to get a lot done. I'm aiming for a total of 8 in the day, not back to back. Maybe like 2 streams, 4 in one, 4 in the other. I'm doing really good with these side quests. They're way easier than the side adventures, and definitely way easier than the main quests. So 8. We are aiming for 8 more side quests accomplished tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check me out on YouTube at MNJ Do Everything. Eventually, I will also start posting on my other channel as well, Natalie Adulting. And I am on Twitch at twitch.tv/Natalia Ines. You can find me on Rumble, where you also get my Rumble rants, which are exclusive to Rumble. And that is at rumble.com/Natalia Ines. And you could also find me on Facebook if that is your preferred means of consuming content. The page is MyJCB LLC, and occasionally, if I do post on Instagram, you will find me at Natalia_adulting. I'm also gonna be uncharacteristically Hispanic and be gone after just one goodbye. That was my one goodbye. So now I am going to be out and end the stream. Y'all have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you are watching, and I will see you on the next stream, which will be tomorrow, either tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. Thank you again.